Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to be ranking the best Fortnite players for each letter in the alphabet. I got this idea from a dude named Bancily. He told me to hop on the every letter trend, so here the heck I am. Now, as far as the rankings themselves go, they're all going to be based around recent competitive placements. That means it could be trio accolades, solo achievements. It really does not matter as long as it was in a recent competitive tournament. Additionally, since there's going to be a lot of letters with a ton of really good players, you guys will see in a minute, I'm going to have to pick tiebreakers myself. Do not hate me for it. I'm gonna try to stay as unbiased as I can. Just let me know down below if you agree or disagree with who I pick. Thus, make sure to drop a like if you see your favorite pro. Also, don't drop a dislike if you don't. And without further ado, let's get right on into it. Starting at the beginning of the alphabet, we have Arcrum. The letter A is arguably the most stacked letter when it comes to pro Fortnite players. You have Aqua and Alex acting like Tommy, Acorn and Nas. You have a ridiculous amount of tier 1 pros. However, when it comes to recent achievements, it is really hard to beat Arcrum. He won last season's FNCS, the one before that, won the most recent trio and solo cash cup. He literally wins everything. Therefore, even though he's on a little bit of a weaker region, he is my pick for the first letter. B is another really hard pick. I was originally going to go with Bucky, then I thought Booga, since I'm a huge Booga fanboy. He's still amazing, but after looking at it objectively, I'm going to go with Benji Fishy. Benji has recently found a ton of success in trios. He placed 5th in the Season 5 FNCS Grand Finals, top 3 in a bunch of cash cups, and top 10 in DreamHack Extra. Team modes were previously Benji's weak point, so to see this improvement, it really makes him a no-brainer for the spot. Sorry Booga, I still love you. On to the letter C, I'm gonna go and put forward Chapix.
But Jerian, why not the big clicks?
Well, little Timmy, I cannot lie. Clicks is a goat, but so is Commandment, so is Scented, so is Cultures. No, not Cultures. For real though, it is really hard to outplace Chapix. Chapix won last season's FNCS on EU, he won the most recent Trio Cash Cup, as well as the Cash Cup Extra, and he consistently places in solos. What more can you want from a guy? So again, sorry to Clicks, he is still one of the best, it's just Chapix is currently better. One letter that should not get too many people angry, it is the letter D, and the pro player that owns it is Day. Day is without a doubt one of the best controller players in the world right now. He has won countless solo cash cups, he won last week's DreamHack Extra tournament, he also placed 4th in FNCS Grand Finals and won the January Duos tournament. Therefore, everyone who dropped a like because I did not put Clicks in, you gotta leave a like now because I'm putting his duo. Yeah. E, without a doubt, has to go to Epic Whale. Just like Arcrum, Epic Whale has dominated the NA West server for years. He won the same 2 trio FNCSs that Arcrum did. However, on top of that, he won the duo FNCS before that, and he did that while on controller. The only person that I think can compete with Epic Whale is his orgmate Edgy, but unfortunately, I believe Epic Whale has the edge. Get it? Like edgy? Okay. After E, we have the letter F, which I believe goes to Flick. Flick serves a key part in one of the best trios in all of Europe. He placed 2nd in last season's FNCS Grand Finals, 1st in the Week 2 Cash Cup, 3rd in Season 4 Grand Finals, and top 5 in seemingly every other event imaginable. I know a lot of people are gonna say, why did you not put Fresh? But let's be real, Flick has better placements on a much harder region. Next up, G is honestly a pretty boring letter. There's really not too many top tier pros named with it, so I think I'm gonna pick Elite Gabe. Gabe is best known in the community for being a quote-unquote griefer since he lands on clicks. The kid is really good though. His trio won their heat last season, placed 6th in the Week 7 Cash Cup, and they nearly won the Reverse 2K Squad Cup. He's also like 14 or something, I think he just turned that, which only makes it all the more impressive. H is by far the easiest letter we have, as it belongs to Hen. I think Hen is the best player in the entire world. He is the reigning FNCS champion, a current back-to-back Cash Cup winner in trios. He's also the only EU player to ever win a solo cash cup on NA East. Do you know how hard that is? Thus, if I think Hen is the #1 player in the world, he's gotta be #1 for the letter H. But what about the letter I? That's gotta be me, right? Nobody comes close to the big itsJerian. Well, not exactly. The best player named with the letter I is Illist. And no, I'm not just saying this to try to be humble, or because Illist just won the Reverse 2K Squad Cup 2 days ago. I know I'm the GOAT. Illist is just a tiny tiny bit better for now. Going over to the letter J, this is another 50-50. On one hand, you have Jack, the NA East FNCS champion, and then on the other hand, you have Janice Z, the EU FNCS Grand Champion. Sorry to my NA brothers on this one, I'm gonna go with Janice Z. Janice, who's actually Hen's teammate, has been absolutely incredible during Chapter 2. He won the Solo FNCS Invitational, Trio Grand Finals, 3 Cash Cups in a row. All of that on the hardest region in the world, EU on top forever. Wait, not actually forever, since the letter K is undoubtedly Kanata. While Kanata does not stream, he is still banned on Twitch. It's been like a year now. Please unban the man. His placements go to show he is the best of the best. In fact, if you ask any pro player on NA East, or really any region in the world, who is the best fighter on NA, I guarantee they will say Kanata. I don't even need to mention his achievements like placing 3rd in FNCS Grand Finals, or top 10 in just about every solo event imaginable. He is just that good. Speaking of really good players, the letter L, not for lost, it stands this time for Lecce. And yes, I know Lecce has not really had the best past few months. He failed to qualify for 2 FNCS Grand Finals in a row, and he really has not dominated in any trio events. However, when it comes to solo and duo placements, he is still a god. He just placed 10th in a solo Cash Cup, 3rd in the January DreamHack Duos event, as well as top 10 in the Logitech Cup. L stands for Lecce. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the letter M. M is absurdly stacked. There's Mongrel, Mitro, Macwood, Miro. There's just way too many good players with the letter M. That's why I'm going to go with the man on the thumbnail, Mr. Savage. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen Resub's video on Mr. Savage. He basically talks about whether or not Mr. Savage is the best solo player of all time. Long story short, he is by a large margin. Plus, Mr. Savage's trio placements have been really good this season. His one and only weakness is finally gone. A letter that's not too hard to decide from is the letter N. Can you guys guess who I'm gonna select here? Yep, it is Noah Rayleigh, or Noah Riley. Anytime I talk about Noah Riley, I instantly bring up his mechanics. The dude quite literally has the fastest, most consistent, and straight up the most beautiful mechanics in the world. Not to mention, he has fully optimal keybinds that he got from me. Oh yeah, and placements wise, he's pretty good. He placed 3rd in FNCS Grand Finals, just won a solo Cash Cup, and placed top 2 in 2 different DreamHack extras. That is nutty. Over to the letter O, I'm going with Okus. No offense to Okus, but the letter O does not really have a ton of tier 1 pro names. I think the only well-known player is Okus, so yeah. Still, outside of being Ronaldo's teammate, he won a solo Cash Cup in January, dominated all the FNCS qualifier weeks, and placed top 20 in solo FNCS. He also has a really deep voice, which does not give him extra points or anything. I don't know, I just wanted to include it. On the topic of weird letters, P is another one that does not have a ton of top tier pros. Like, I guess there's Liquid Polga, the Brazilian pro who I made a video on because he plays on a ridiculously high sense, but in my opinion, P belongs to Putrick. Putrick is a Russian Fortnite player that is currently signed to Na'Vi. He placed top 10 in the Season 4 FNCS Grand Finals, 1st in 2 different Trio Cash Cups that same season, and 1st again in a Duo Cash Cup. Hopefully, I am not overlooking anyone. That is my selection for P. For Q, I'm going to pick my boy Queasy. Just like Putrick, Queasy is a very low-key EU player, this time from Serbia. You guys that follow him on Twitter probably know how unlucky he is. The dude is always so close to winning events, but he just comes up short. Even still, his placements are really good. The man won a Trio Cash Cup last season. He placed top 14 in Grand Finals. He also won a Trio Cash Cup before that, all while on like 50 to 60 ping. Shout out to all you high ping gods. Queasy is the man. Someone who is not on high ping is the letter R demon, Rezan A. Reza does not play hard 0 ping, he's from Germany. I kinda just wanted a cool transition from the last guy to this one. Back to the topic at hand though. Rezan is one of my favorite pro players of all time. The kid won the Mongrel Cup, won the Neymar Cup, won a solo Cash Cup today. He also placed top 3 in FNCS Grand Finals, top 3 in 2 different DreamHack extras. He is so good that people think he's cheating. Enough said. The letter S is a stacker. Maybe that's what it stands for. S for stacker. For real though, I'm stuck between Slacks and Stretch. Slacks is the reigning FNCS champion. Every single pro says he's a god, while Stretch is Stretch. He won a DreamHack Solos tournament. He always places top 5 in different trio events. He even won a solo Cash Cup like 10 minutes ago. Let me know down below who you guys would pick. I know all of you are gonna beg me to choose one. I will say Slacks because he placed in the itsJerian Cup. You guys remember that? The letter T is very similar to S because you have two different gods, Tayson and Thomas HD. I get this is not as close as slacks and stretches. It's still hard though, okay? My best bet for the letter T is Tayson. Tayson is currently the only back-to-back FNCS champion on all of EU. He also won back-to-back cash cups just this season, and he always responds to my DMs. So while Reddit may say he has an ego, I think the kid deserves the letter T. Something else I strongly believe in is that the letter U goes to Amplify. Amplify is an EU controller player that most of you guys probably know as Benji Fishy's teammate. He placed top 5 in the last FNCS Grand Finals, qualified for this season's heats already, and he came 3rd in the Week 2 DreamHack Extra. He's not really the flashiest or fastest controller player in the world. He's simply the best among those with the first letter U. Boys, I am not joking. I just got done recording the whole thing, and I realized I did not include the letter V. But we're gonna do it now, where it should be. I just felt like telling you guys that I'm an idiot. V is one of the really easy letters because it goes to an EU god named Vidil. Vidil won a solo cash cup last season while pretty much only playing Valorant. He placed top 3 in FNCS Grand Finals. He is so freaking good. He's another one of those German god players like Rezon and Noah Rayleigh. The man is just ridiculously talented. He barely plays the game and he's still one of the best. Vidil, I apologize for almost leaving you out. W comes next, I think, and we have another controller player named Wolfies. Wolfies has been the best EU controller player for a while, pretty much ever since the World Cup. That is where he placed 2nd in duos, bagging a quick $1 million. Unfortunately, however, I think he dealt with a lot of hand problems after. I know he placed 2nd in FNCS solos, but he didn't do a lot until recently. That is where he just won a solo cash cup, placed top 2 in a cash cup extra, and he almost auto-qualified for grands. I'm glad to see you back on top, Wolfies. Coming towards the end here, the letter X is none other than X-Sweeze. All my NA viewers are probably really confused right now because they have never heard of this dude. Don't worry though, just listen to his placements. X-Sweeze, aka Andalex's duo, came 2nd in last week's Trio Cash Cup, 4th in EU Grand Finals, 1st in a Champions Cash Cup last season, 2nd in Season 4 Grand Finals, and 1st in the EU Encore Cup. No matter where you are from, those placements are unbelievably good. X marks the spot. I've talked about letters that nobody is named after, but this is probably the worst. The letter Y. No joke, I could not find any good NA, OCE, EU, Middle East. No players from any of those regions are good with the first letter Y. Except for Asia, that is. The player that I'm picking for this spot is a guy named Yusia. Yusia is a Japanese player that won 3 cash cups in a row, just won week 2 of FNCS, and is by far the best player in the world with the letter Y. Therefore, although he kind of won this by default, Yusia definitely earned it. Last and yeah, kind of least, we have the letter Z. Is this gonna be Zexro? Zate? Snappy? I would put one of them if I could. It's just all of them no longer play the game anymore. None of them have recent placements. That is why I'm going to go with my son, Zlem. Zlem is an NA Pro player that is part of the It's clan that also nearly set a world record for points in a Trio Cash Cup. If any of you guys actually thought I would pick Zexro for this, what is wrong with you? Zlem is way better and he will always be better. Zexro, you still suck even on Valorant. Overall, guys, those are the best Fortnite players for every letter in the alphabet. I really hope I did not forget anyone. I probably did, even though I had a bunch of people look over who I picked, and they said I didn't leave anyone out. Let me know if you felt I picked someone who I should not have. On top of that, if you enjoyed the video or you learned something new, do be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel somewhere down here, and to turn on my post notifications. Shout out to everyone on the screen for using code Jerian. I appreciate each and every one of you. A ton more people have been using my code recently. I've been checking the analytics. I can't tell you guys the exact number. So if you are one of them, let me know. I want to shout you out. I love you. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.